Whatever you are called to do, do it diligently. Please, let's give it to Madam and our late first headmaster, Mr. Adeyobo. Ladies and gentlemen, due to some factors, we might not follow the program lineup. Just a few places. At this juncture, I would like to recognize some dignitaries in our midst. First to be recognized is the board chairman of KASEC, Nana Setre, Bidietu the fourth, the Adontihene of KJB traditional area. Also, in our midst is the Minister of State of the Office of the Vice President, Honorable Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Boniface. He's also the Member of Parliament of Marina Constituency. Thank you, Honorable. Also, the Honorable Regional Minister for OT Region, Nana Kwesi Owusu Yep. Thank you, Nana. Also, we have the Ambassador of Ghana to Liberia, His Excellency Ernest Asiedu. Council member. Also have Brigadier Commander Stanley Alop. He's a Commander of Support Services, Ghana Armed Forces. Also, ECOSU. We also have the CEO of Coastal Development Authority, Lawyer Jerry Shaib. Thank you. The DC of KJB, Honorable Maswell Asiedu. Also in our midst is the Regional Director of Education of Voter and OT respectively, Mrs. Enyonam Afi Amafuga. We also have the Controller and Accountant General for OT Region, Mr. Jacob K. Danso. We also have the Regional Director, National Sports Authority, OT Region, Mrs. Joyce Dacha. Thank you. We also have the Headmaster of KASEC, the landowner of where we are standing now, is Dr. Gideon T. He just took his seat a few minutes ago. The President of KASEC All Students Union, the indefatigable lawyer Michael Oting. Ladies and gentlemen, in due course will come and recognize the rest of the dignitaries. Don't worry, you'll be introduced. If you're not introduced, God have seen you. We continue the program. At this juncture, I would like to call on the Regional Director of Education, that's OT. She's representing the Minister of Education for a speech. Please, let's welcome Mrs. Enyonam Amafuga. Please, let's give it to her.
Thank you, Mr. MC, for this invitation. Indeed, I'm representing the Minister of Education over here, but I don't have his address. So permit me to give the address of the Regional Director. Thank you very much. Nana Chairman, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Ghana to Liberia, Honorable Regional Minister Nana Kwesi Owusu Yeboah, The representative of His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Alhaji Abubakar Boniface Sadiq, of the Office of the Vice President, the clergy, directors of education, other heads of department, sister heads of schools, the chairman, who is Nana here, and the members of Board of Governors of this noble school, the PTA, founding fathers of KJB Senior High School, the Old Students Association, KOSA. Are you there? It's rather KOSU. Okay. KOSU Sechi. KOSU Sechi. Thank you very much. Our dear students, distinguished invited guests, the press, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. I haven't heard a response. Good afternoon to you all. Thank you for the rousing response. It gives me much pleasure and joy and an honor to be part of the 60th anniversary celebration of KJB Asatu Senior High School. Indeed, today marks a major milestone in the history of the school, and I am very glad, indeed very, very happy to be part of this special ceremony. I appreciate the planning committee and management for the invitation. Hello? Extended to me and the Ghana Education Service. We bring you felicitations from the Minister of Education, the Director General, and the we bring you well wishes from all these people I've mentioned. I use the opportunity to congratulate our cadet corps here for their smart turnout, and then the guard of honor mounted over here for thank you. Madam Chairman, I also congratulate, like the President said, we wish that this smart performance we have seen for our cadet corps, they will also enroll in future and become the defenders and defend the frontiers of Mother Ghana. I know they will do that. Shall we give it up for them? So do I also congratulate the melodious voices of the school choir, and then the SU choir, I think that's Scripture Union choir, ably led by the school prefect. Let us give it up to them. The cultural troupe, we acknowledge your presence over here. You led the procession, and we are very grateful to you. We are also grateful to the coaches. All these students were coached by somebody, the teacher. So special coaches, we give you high, commands. High congratulations to you. Nana Chair, 60 years in the life of any educational institution, especially one which has made significant input into quality human resource development, it's no mean achievement. We pay glowing tribute to the founding fathers as well as the pioneering heads and staff of the school for their vision and foundational role at the beginning of the school. I was very much impressed by and moved by the address of the family of the first headmaster, the pioneer headmaster of this school. We congratulate them. And to hear that he rose through the ranks to become the acting director general you know, it's motivating, and we are very grateful to the family. Nana Chair, holistic and functional education is very crucial to the growth and development of individuals, potentials, and ultimately the society. It is therefore refreshing to note that students of KASEC are not only being trained academically, but are also being equipped with skills, knowledge, right attitudes and attitudes through co-curricular activities. And it is gratifying to know that they have been 5-time holders of sports in the netball competition. It reminds me in the 1970s when I was also playing netball for my school. We congratulate them, and I hope, like you have promised, you will bring the cup back to the school. As we celebrate this day, therefore, we are celebrating the unique contribution of KASEC to this type of education which Ghana needs now more than ever. Nana Chair, the theme for today's ceremony, even though I'm not a guest speaker, KASEC, 60 years of educating minds and inspiring generations, could not have been better. Our dear school has empowered many former students, a cross-section of which is among us today to chair their alma mater on. It is a delight to note that these past students are serving with distinction in various capacities within and outside the country. They are the testimony to the great work that this institution does year in, year out to groom our boys and girls into adults of substance. We have every reason, therefore, to be proud of our school and wish that it grows from strength to strength. Nana Chair, it should not be lost on us that this school has come this far because of its commitment to discipline. We cannot move into the future without consolidating this core part of life in KASEC. Stakeholders must therefore not renege on their responsibility to continue to instill good moral values and the fear of God in our children. For they are two secrets of the success of our school. May I congratulate the management, staff, PTA, and other key holders of the school for committing themselves to grooming and shaping the lives and character of our students through effective implementation of the rules and regulations of the school and the Ghana Education Service. This, I believe, would continue to have a positive effect on academic work, especially now that our Board of Governors are being empowered as much to work. A school without Board of Governors is like a country without a president. And I am very happy to be part of the School Board of Governors, Nana himself, the chairman. I have attended few meetings over here, and they are on course. We know that they will drive us forward, and as we set sail. Thank you, Board of Governors, for the role you are playing. And that goes to give some satisfaction to the president when he mentioned that he needs the Ghana Education Service, that is the regional directorate and then the district directorate, to support them as we bring up discipline and then, academic performance over here. It is our duty, and we know that even though we have falling standards in education and then also discipline, we have the structures in place. It is left for us to push forward, and we are going to do that. Nana Chair, stakeholders must continue to strive for a cordial working relationship among themselves in order to guarantee effective management and administration of schools. Undoubtedly, KJB Asatu Senior High School is one of the schools that have enjoyed full collaboration and support from all stakeholders and partners over the years. I would like to urge all of us to maintain this healthy working relationship in the running of this institution in order to enhance quality teaching and learning. We can be certain that KJB Asatu High School would be transformed into the center of higher academic and moral excellence if we all work in unity and with a common purpose. We congratulate the hard-working teacher here that one of the teachers who may be receiving awards today, Wolako, is a biological relative. I haven't seen him yet. I'll be glad to see him over here. At least I'm representing the family, and I'm really happy and honored that he's doing well for this school. Can we for Wolako before we see him? I haven't seen you. Yeah. I also congratulate other teachers. My dear teachers, the least I could tell you is that regularity and punctuality to class is our motto. If you delay 2 minutes in coming to class a day, in a week, you've been late for 10 minutes. In 2 weeks, that will be 14. In a whole month, 20. In a whole month, that would have given us a whole term. Let's 3 years that we are seeing these students through. Take them as your children. Reprimand them, but wise. All things with love. That is what we do. And we should appreciate, especially the male teachers, that the education looks with on male teachers who chase female students who are supposed to be their siblings or their wards. I haven't heard anything of such happening here, and I hope it is not happening. So let us clap for you because it is not happening. On another forum somewhere, mentioned this thing, somebody shouted, "Bohobium, Bohobium," but I didn't hear any Bohobium here. So I'm highly elated and happy for that. May I acknowledge and commend the Board of Governors, the Parent-Teacher Association, the old students, and other stakeholders for their support to the school over the years in the areas of infrastructural development, provision of teaching and learning materials, promoting the welfare of both staff and students, and the maintenance of in the school. If we diligently continue on this path, our dear school would become a major force to reckon with in the I remember meeting that I attended. We honored the past headmaster and other stakeholders over here. I mean, immediate past headmaster, and then somebody else, maybe the assistant headmaster. Yes, so we thank you for recognizing this lab people. To be my part, if I do not recognize the tremendous contributions of government in developing our second cycle institutions, including KJB Asatu Senior High School. Over the course of 60 years, governments have provided our dear school with its fair share of infrastructure. This project have given up much needed facelift and impacted positively on quality education delivery. We are therefore very grateful to the government of Ghana for creating an enabling environment for effective teaching and learning for both teachers and students through the provision of these vital facilities. Nana Chair, before I resume my seat, I would like to congratulate all the founding members, current and former heads, traditional leaders, the PTA, Board of Governors, staff, and other major stakeholders of KJB Asatu Senior High School for keeping faith with this institution right from the beginning, in spite of all the odds, and continuing immensely to bring to its enviable position. To my dear students, remember, any step you wish to take, ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? When you have 3 years, know that God is close to your heart and is giving you the goal. If you don't have 3 years, go ahead with whatever you are thinking about. Mind tells us something, the heart also tells us something. The 3 years are indeed from the heart, and I know you will do that. Indeed, for any learning institutions to store higher, it requires all hands on deck. I wish to entreat all individuals, organizations, and development partners to continue to join hands with the state to build the school into a center of excellence underpinned by high moral values for Mother Ghana. On this note, I wish KJB Asato Senior High School a memorable 60th anniversary celebration. God bless our dear school and God bless us all. Thank you for listening. Kosa Sechi. Kosa Sechi. Kosu Sechi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for representing the Minister of Education. There is one item we skipped, so we'll quickly go back to it and then we move on. Shall we now receive a congratulatory message from the CEO of Coastal Development Authority in the person of lawyer Jerry Ahmed Shaib? Let's receive him with a round of applause.
Konsu Sechi. Konsu Sechi. Konsu Sechi. Mr. Chairman, the Vice President's representative, in the person of Honorable Alhaj Boniface Sadiq Abubakar, the Honorable Regional Minister for OT, the Honorable DCE, the Headmaster Staff, great KASECans, old and new. I'm happy to be with you. I'm happy to be with you today because today marks another excellent year in your years. It's a great occasion. It's been a long road. We've traversed all manner of places from adolescence to young adult, old adult, and now a pensioner. It is not easy for schools in the hinterlands to do what you have done. The successes you have chalked, the gains you have made, and the lives you have transformed. I am proud of you. I am very, very proud of you. Your old school union's president, in the person of lawyer Michael Kwesi Otin, who is a colleague, astute lawyer, and a man of integrity, and my own person, my own deputy chief executive officer, Honorable Bob Chasagonto, are just a few of your very transformed people. As you are aware, I am a by force associate of KASEC. In fact, whether you like it or yes, I am a by force associate. And therefore, our interest and by extension, the interest of His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is to ensure that Coastal Development Authority supports KASEC. And this support is going to be indefinite, and it has come to stay. Mr. Chairman, please permit me to congratulate you, and you meaning KASEC, to congratulate KOSU unreservedly for your strides. Happy 60th, happy 60th, happy 60th. Enjoy this anniversary, and may God bless us all and make our nation great and strong. Thank you very much. God bless you.
That was so brief. Thank you so much, lawyer. Now, we invite the culture troupe to come and give us a brief performance. Culture troupe. KASEC culture troupe. KASEC cultural troupe. Let's hurry up. Let's hurry up.
very much. God bless you. Thank you very much. Let's give it to them, please. Let's give a round of applause for everyone. Let's show appreciation. Let's show appreciation. Thank you very much. Start taking over. Thank you very much. Please, let's give it to them. Let's give it to them. Please, students. Wonderful work done.
Shall we now have the remarks by the regional minister? The OT regional minister.
Let's welcome the regional minister, Nana Owusu Yeboah.
The chairman and chairman of the board of directors of KASEC, Nana Secretary Bidia True the Fourth, the Adontihini of KDB Akan, and who was introduced as a lawyer of about 30 years experience. Technically, that description is correct. But there is a sense in which I would say that it is a massive understatement. Nana Chairman is my senior professional colleague, and I know as a fact that as a lawyer, he's 54 years old at the bar. Honorable Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Boniface, Minister of State and the accredited representative of His Excellency, Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Of KDB Traditional Council, the Regent of Asato Traditional Council, the representative of the Minister of Education, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, the Regional Director of Education, the District Director of Education, members of KASEC's Governing Board, the Headmaster of KDB Asato Secondary School, teaching and non-teaching staff, executives of the Old Students Union, executives of Students Representative Council, an animal of KDB and Asato traditional areas, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. I feel highly privileged and honored to join you today on the historic celebration of the 60th anniversary of KDB Asato Secondary School. On behalf of the OT Regional Coordinating Council, the chiefs and people of the OT region, and on my own behalf, I wish to express our sincerest appreciation to the organizers for their kind invitation to us, not only to participate in the event, but also providing us an opportunity to address this special gathering. First and foremost, I must congratulate the headmaster, the teaching and non-teaching staff, the students, and the entire school fraternity on the attainment of 16 years in existence. On this occasion, we must pay tribute to the founding fathers of this great institution for their vision, foresight, and determination to create an institution of academic excellence in this part of the country. Clearly, their vision has borne fruits of which we are all aware. Today, we have assembled very distinguished personalities who are products of this great institution. We have academicians, intellectuals, engineers of all categories, area research scientists, medical officers, educationists, lawyers, and what have you. I believe that their presence here should inspire the current generation of students that they are capable of attaining the great heights that their predecessors have accomplished. I believe with discipline, with hard work, applying themselves studiously to the academic work, it is possible that some of them can even attain greater heights. It is a well-known fact that education constitutes the bedrock of development, not only community and national development, but even for self-improvement. And as a region, it is our desire that KASEC and other secondary schools in the region are made institutions of quality secondary education as can be found in other regions of the country. We are determined to work very hard with all stakeholders to ensure that our children do not look outside the region for quality secondary education. I was privileged to be the minister for the Volta region as previously constituted when the former president of this country, His Excellency J.A. Kufuor, introduced his program of establishing model secondary schools in every district capital. Then I had the privilege of selecting 3 of such schools up in what was then known as Volta North, which is now Uti region. The 3 schools consisted of Kitikrachi, that is Krachi Secondary School, KASEC, and Buemai. So you will find that some of the monumental infrastructural development here were done during the time of President Kufuor. And it is no coincidence that today, our President, His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has opened the doors of education very wide for all our children to go to school. It is because we believe that education has a multiplier positive effect for our society, that it helps us to dispel the state of mental darkness that tends to suppress the talents of our people. I therefore wish on this occasion to urge all of us, especially parents, to ensure that every child of school-going age in the region is enrolled and still in school up to at least the secondary level to take advantage of government programs and policies in the sector. We must therefore embrace the free senior high school policy, as well as the innovations, the technical and vocational educational training, in order for us to continue to play a leading role in supplying our nation with the needed human resource. The headmaster and head situation report bemoaned what was described as some kind of indiscipline, children getting involved with the taking of drugs and so forth. I believe the presence of our distinguished past students here today should suggest to you that they attained the heights that they did, not only because they were intelligent, not only because they were hardworking, but perhaps above all, because they were disciplined. As we look around us, as we grow up, we see scores of brilliant talents. Some of them are our age, our mates in school, just withering away. Some of them were academically very responsive, very talented, but because of the lack of that essential element of character, they just fell by the wayside. So I will recommend strongly to you as students that you need your books, but your morals must also be in place. The road to this 60th anniversary has not been one of a path of roses at all, I know. Even if it were, it would have been without their thorns. It has been by dint of commitment, perseverance, and tenacity of all successful stakeholders, headmasters, staff teaching and non-teaching, all students and students who have in various fields raised high the flag of the school. I wish to appeal to all to continue to work hard towards the achievement of even greater success that we all will be proud of. I challenge the management of the school and the students to seize every opportunity to participate in national, regional, and local academic competitions as well as in sports, so that the image of the school will be even shine brighter. Nana Chairman, as this school celebrates the 60th anniversary, there is a need for us to take stock in order for us to see how best we can all put hands on the deck to address the challenges facing this institution. Once again, let me assure you of the continued support of government and the Uti Regional Coordinating Council in every step you take in making this school a model one the whole of the country. Distinguished invited guests, permit me also to remind past students of this school that they, as they have demonstrated, have a great role to play to elevate KASEC academically and materially. And we know that we can count on them to make the necessary impulse to ensure that KASEC grows greater and greater. Because we know that in our country today, all students have become pace setters in ensuring massive infrastructural development and high academic performance of their alma mater. Therefore, I invite all of you to help in making KASEC not only your proud boast, but also the envy of other schools. I wish to use this opportunity also to remind our students that the future of this nation is in their hands. And we are counting on them to learn the values that make people great. They should discard the notion of becoming very rich quickly. When your predecessors were students, they had their ideals, high principles, idealism, how to become the best doctor, medical officer, how to become the best educationist, how to become the best scientist, and so on and so forth. Those were their targets. And so today, we are asking that you should emulate these examples so that you can help yourself, help your school, and make Ghana great and strong. And so, may I finally, my chairman, show permission, wish everybody the best of luck and all good fortune at this celebration. Long live KASEC, long live Uti Region, and long live Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Regional Minister. The choir should be getting ready after this particular item, and then there will be fundraising. So there will be fundraising. So please, nobody should run away. Now we are going to introduce the special guest of honor. And I am too small to handle this mantle, so I will call on the regional minister once again to come and introduce the special guest of honor for this August occasion. Let's give him a round of applause.
Nana Chairman, it is an honor and a privilege for me to invite the Honorable Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Boniface, the Member of Parliament for Medina and Minister of State in the office of His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, to deliver the address of His Excellency the Vice President. So, Honorable Minister, you are invited to address them.
Let's receive him with a round of applause. We can do better than that.
Thank you, Regional Minister, Senior Brother, Honorable Lawyer Kwesi Yeboah, Nana Chairman and Chairman of the Board of Directors of KASEC, Nana Sech to the four. Teheni Nananom of KJB and Asatu traditional areas. Honorable Minister for Education, who is not here but ably represented. Honorable Regional Minister, Honorable Chief Executive Officer of the Coastal Development Authority, the person of Lawyer Jerry Shoaib Ahmed, Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Regional Director and District Directors of Education, members of the school's governing board, headmaster of KJB Asatu SHS, teaching and non-teaching staff, executives of the Old Students Union, executives of the Students Representative Council, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, students, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I believe, is an emotional day, a day of joy and a day of sadness. Why is it a day of joy? A day of joy because today seems to be a day of reuniting, a day of reunion. But a day of sadness because today is when some will begin to know that sometime last year or yesterday they were with colleagues, but today they are no more. And that is why it's a mixture of feelings. Nana Chairman, a philosopher said, if you want to have a short term of benefit in life, then it would be good to go into trading or farming. If you go into farming, agric, maize, after 3 months, within a short term between 1 year to 5 years, you can make money. If you want a medium term of benefit in life, then go into crop farming, like mango trees, cocoa. But if you want an eternal benefit in life, then invest in education. Today, we are here after 60 years. But remember, there was somebody who gave birth to you and I, and that is why we have convened here to celebrate, like you're celebrating your birthday. So, I am here as an affiliate brother because all my cousins were in this school. In fact, before I came, I was on the phone talking to my cousin. All the Bauer family came to school here. Excellency Rashid Bauer, Ahmed, Faisal, and co were students here. But unfortunately, as a Salaga boy, Tamale was closer than KJB, so I went to Tamasco. It is with great
the greatest pleasure and honor for me to be part of this 60th anniversary celebration of the KJB Asatu Secondary School. I am not here as a special guest of honor. I'm here to represent His Excellency the Vice President in the person of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, who will have been here to celebrate this very important milestone of KASEC with you. But other equally important national assignments made it impossible for him to honor your invitation, no matter how hard he tried. And so I have been delegated to come and represent him. Nana Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, I would like to congratulate the headmaster, teaching and non-teaching staff, the governing board, all and caring students of KASEC, people of both KJB and Asatu, for their support in helping KASEC to her 60th anniversary. I would also like to remember those who had the vision and foresight to create this institution of higher learning that had attained all there is in areas of sports, academia, and all human endeavor. To them, I say your vision of yesterday has yielded great dividend, not just for KJB and Asatu, but Ghana as a whole. Thank you. KJB Asatu School has produced a lot of human resources to the development of this country. We find them in all levels of national undertakings. Their contributions to this country cannot be overemphasized. As such, I will entreat all those concerned in the development of KASEC not to rest on their oars. To the organizers of this great event, we can only imagine the time, effort, sleepless nights you put in to give us such a successful event. I say, may God replenish all your effort in several folds. Nana Chairman, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, in 2016, the MPP under the candidacy of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo promised a revolutionary educational policy to the surprise and naysaying of our opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, we promised a free senior high school education for all Ghanaian children with no regard to tribe, religion, sex, or geography. Today, the presence of our children here, some of whom will not have made it here, but for the free SHS policy is a testament of God and the vision of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, since the assumption of office, has been working to leave a legacy of knowledge-based economy. Our commitment to implementing the all-inclusive free SHS program demonstrates this. The free senior high school policy, introduced and implemented in 2017 from this past September, have had all students from SHS 1 to SHS 3 being its beneficiaries. In all, 1.2 million children will be enrolled in our high schools across the country under the policy, making it the largest number of students so enrolled in our history. We are making sure that poverty is no longer an excuse for any Ghanaian child not to reach their full potential. With the implementation of free senior high school policy, Ghana is one of the countries in the world where public education is now free from basic school to senior high school. The free SHS policy reserves 30% of places in elite schools for people from deprived areas as a step in addressing inequality of opportunities. A $1.5 billion GET Fund financing has been arranged for the educational infrastructure, especially in 400 school blocks and dormitories. We have doubled the capitation grant from 4.5 to 10 cities and expanded school feeding to cover additional 500 children. We have introduced a new standard-based curriculum set to be rolled out from kindergarten to class 6 in primary schools, with a focus on making Ghanaian children confident, innovative, digitally literate, well-rounded, and patriotic citizens. We are into the construction of 21 state-of-the-art technical and vocational education training centers across the country. 10 science, technology, engineering, and mathematics centers, STEP, are being built around the country to provide support for the introduction of STEP into basic schools. As part of efforts to deal with the problem of funding higher education, government has committed itself to the establishment of a research fund for the sole purpose of funding relevant and sector-specific research work in our institutions of higher learning. This is in addition to the book and research allowance. Government will continue to support collaborative programs between tertiary institutions and industry to increase opportunity for practical training and internship. Government in promoting curriculum development to meet the skills and human resource demands of industry, create opportunities for work and study, and make training in entrepreneurship a cardinal component of the school system. These are some of the programs our government is embarking on to make our education better. Dana Chairman, all students, ladies and gentlemen, let's put all these in a context of KASEC. It is a well-known fact that the MPP government has done more to KASEC than any government in her 60 years of experience. Since the establishment of the school in 1959, the biggest infrastructural expansion was experienced under the MPP government of former President J.A. Kufuor. To mention a few, the 1,500-seater assembly hall, 12-unit classroom block, home economics laboratory, ICT laboratory, 2 dormitory blocks, 1 each for the boys and girls, and the school clinic were all done under President Kufuor. Under this Nana Akufo-Addo government, I can confidently say KASEC is experiencing another infrastructural boom. Currently, GET Fund is constructing a 6-unit classroom block, a 2 single-story dormitory blocks, 1 each for boys and girls. There's also an ongoing construction of a 10-seater institutional toilet with a biodigester, a solar-powered water supply system, and ultra-modern sports complex with washrooms and dressing rooms being financed by the Coastal Development Authority. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see how the MPP government 1 and 2 are so interested in education. All these projects were completed. When completed, will not just enhance teaching and learning experience in KASEC, but will go a long way to create more rooms for more to be admitted, considering the exponential increments we are experiencing with the introduction of the free senior high school policy. Nana Chairman, be assured of the government's readiness to support KASEC in whatever way possible to ensure KASEC remains a citadel of learning in Ghana. Distinguished invited guests, managing school these days is no longer the duty of the government and teachers alone. There are other important stakeholders whose contributions are now surpassing that of government in certain schools. For KASEC to grow, excel, and keep producing high-quality students, there's the need for all hands to be on deck. The first point of call is the old students. Old students have enormous experience of first knowing the needs of the school whilst they were once students, know their individual and collective areas of competencies and skills, and finally know how to impact their knowledge to the younger ones without much difficulty. Another important stakeholder is Nananom. Nananom are the custodians of wisdom. They are the owners of the land and other resources. Nananom, please visit and also invite the teachers and students to the palace and ask questions, counsel them, and also provide school with lands for expansion when needed. Lastly, the community of KJB and Asatu are also key stakeholders. When KASEC expands and attracts the best of students and teachers, the benefits will reach you. As such, I will plead with the communities of KJB and Asatu to take a particular interest in the affairs of KASEC. I strongly believe if we all put our hands on deck, no matter how little or small, KASEC will rise beyond the clouds. I assure you of government support all the way. Nana Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, on this special day, there is a need to do proper introspection. What did we not do right? What could we have done better? Let us use this day to do a proper forecast of what we want our great KASEC to be in the next 50 years or more years to come. For this to be possible, the current and future students must be our focus. They are the future assets of the community and the future assets of the nation. They are the next generation and the country builders. To you, the younger ones in school today, I say take advantage of free SHS policy. Your seniors and old students of KASEC to prepare your future from today. You will never regret it if you do. But let me just say something little, because when earlier speakers, especially when the headmaster was speaking, and then the speech from the SRC president did mention about how students are getting involved in drug abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, I have passed through many ministries. The last of the ministries, before I was sent to the office of the president, to be attached to the office of His Excellency the Vice President, there was a problem in Ashanti region, precisely Ahia. Some youth were involved in conflict, and I had to go there to resolve the issue. Believe it, I went to the police station And then whilst there, I had a young man sitting at they could normally call it the counter, and was asking the policeman on duty, whilst trying, I don't know whether he was doing something like this, I was asking the policeman, Papa Police, meet you here. He was asking the policeman where his head was. The hand couldn't touch the head. You know why? He was so overloaded, he had taken tramadol. And if you go to the doctors, they will tell you, tramadol is not meant just to take it at your own will. It's for special cases. There's a second one where somebody was passing in front of his elders, and those people were sitting under a high tension cable. And this man covered his head and was walking as if he was greeting them. So they called him and said, what type of greeting is this? He said, no, I was not greeting you, I was covering my head from the high tension. So you see the effect. At that point, you will know the gentleman's father and mother. But if that gentleman had gone to school and had stuck to the culture of the school and come out to be great, he will become the asset of the whole community and the nation. So young men, ladies and gentlemen, be careful. There are those who even talk of whiskey in papers. You know whiskey in papers? That is Indian hemp. That is whiskey in papers. Yes, when you take it, I once asked a colleague, when you come to him, we were there in tech. As soon as you come and you enter, do you want boiled one or you want wrapped in papers? He was one of the brightest chaps I ever met, but unfortunately, he's perished. Why? Because it became habitual. He had adopted it, he couldn't stop. Finally, when I became a minister, one day a colleague came to tell me in the office, this was somewhere in 2004, Asemboni, that was his nickname. Asemboni became a taxi collector. Those you call corrector. He was a bookman, a graduate with master's degree, who had been given scholarship to go and read PhD in chemistry. Ended up, finally I had to organize to get my friend back home. God being so good, he decided to save him in his place. You could have seen him on the streets. So young men, when you are at your youthful stage, you are the best. You can do anything. You have nicknames, but I'm afraid you will become the liability of your mother and father. You won't become the liability of the community. People will shy away from you and your family. But when you rise up, one of your students, there are engineers, doctors, lawyers, excellency is here, the ambassador to Liberia. You should see them as your role models and aspire and go beyond. Let me tell you, any father or any parent who gives birth to a child and he grows up to be better than his child is an accursed person. You are not fit to be in this world. If you give birth to a child and your child grows up to equal what you have done, you are living with yesterday. But if you give birth to a child and your child grows up to be better than you, then you have left a better legacy. Why? Today, the first headmaster has left a legacy. Why did you invite your children or his wife? Because he gave birth to you and he has done better. It's not the child that you give birth with your wife, but you give birth to children in diaspora. So that is the most important thing we should learn. Nana Chairman, Chairman of Board of Directors of KASEC, Nana Sechibidia to the fourth, the Adontihini of KJB Akan, Nananom of KJB and Asatu traditional areas, honorable ministers, colleague ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. this juncture, it is my pleasure to say happy 60th anniversary to KASEC and all KASECans. I believe you have your slogan. Unlike Damascus, we say old boys. Here is Konsu Sechi. Konsu Sechi. But then, I can stand here and leave without reminding colleagues. Exactly 1 month today, there will be elections in this country. Let's be agents to advise our people to go to the polls. People who often will be attacking the president, insulting the president. He hasn't given us a good MC, a UDC. This is the time to cede off some of His Excellency's powers to the public, to the people, because power resides in the people. So this is the time for us to begin to think about it. For us, we see politics as hunting. Yesterday it was NDC, today is MPP. Some people see politics as a platform to establish antagonism and enmity. But I see it as a platform to unite the people. Because those back home don't know what we do in Parliament. They think we are there insulting each other, pointing fingers at each other on the floor of Parliament. I want to tell you today, it's cosmetic. We don't insult. You allow your colleagues to speak their minds. They give you better suggestion. You look at it. If it's not good, you throw it away. But at least at the end of the day, the right thing must be done. When you come, you see the beauty of politics, where you find NDC, MDPP sitting down and taking coffee together. But you at home fighting. Please, let's change our political life. Politics should not be enmity in eternity. It must be a platform to unite and let the people and the public understand what politics means. Otherwise, I remember an opportunity where a committee, we went to Botswana, and then in the introduction, they introduced an MPP person and introduced NDC man. Then the MP there, after the discussions, came out to us, but how do you, the majority and minority, relate? He said, Ghana, we are one people. We don't fight, we only argue. And that was a statement. Don't forget, there's a slogan that tells you, we are Ghanaians, one people, one nation, one what? One destiny. So nobody will willpower and take it outside the country. We are all here. So we must do the best for our people. If you are not there, they will remember you. Just like today, we are remembering our father. May he rest in perfect peace. Thank you. And may the good Lord bless us all. Long live KASEC, long live Ebi and Sato, and long live. However, in conclusion, at least everybody was expecting the vice president. And I'm sure you were expecting that when he comes, something will drop. And now he hasn't come, so you will have some doubting, some Thomases. But as a messenger, when you go hunting and you are able to kill, without if you are not able to bring the deer home, you can bring the skin home. So I have been delegated by His Excellency in representing him here to do his wish. And so he has asked me to hand over 5,000 Ghana to the regional minister to donate to the leaders of this occasion. So that is the Vice President's donation to the program. And wants to assure you that all that you have said, I'm collating all the information and I'm going to give it to him, and I'm sure very soon you'll be seeing more developmental projects in KASEC. And already you have established a good relationship. Your old boy is a deputy chief executive, and as the saying goes, that if you have your brother on top of the tree, you surely eat ripe fruits. So if you don't get anything from coastal development, he's not the chief executive, he's the deputy chief executive. Thank you very much and God bless.
Thank you very much and God bless you. Honorable, before you go, we thank you for bringing it from the regional minister, from the vice president. Now we are asking for yours.
You see, where elephant stands, the rabbit does not dance. So it is not my duty. Mine will come in undercover, but not openly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. The forest is not over. So we do this step by step. Ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge both them, we have in our midst His Excellency Oka, Ghana Ambassador to India. Please, whoever give us a wave. We also have Nana Tetre, a former unit of the national area. The second, the second, a former unit. We also have Nana Ewa Chu, the Chidon Hene. Yes, Nana Ewa second. Yes, Chidon Hene of PDB Traditional Council. These two are all KASEC as well. We also have Nana Ewa. That's the premier of KDB Traditional Council. Also in our midst is Reverend Edison Achigodi, Kabuman SHS Headmaster. If it's still here, we have Daniel Affairs, Superintendent Immigration, Ministry Sector Commander. Also here. We have Mr. Senyo Ameibo, GRA Customs Division. Also in our midst, we have Mr. Paul Akasa, also GRA Customs Division, Ministry Border, and Ibrahim Eliasu, also GRA Customs Division. We have Mr. Daniel Agesi Lachu, NCC District Director, also in our midst. We have Reverend Sister Theodora Ajayahu, Headmistress, Dodi Papasti, SHS. Thank you for coming. We have Mr. Moro Sulemana, Headmaster of Ahamasu, SHS. We have Nana George Kankam, that's former KUSU President, and also Mr. Kofi Jogoto, Chairman, Anniversary Publicity Committee. We have Professor Christian Anthony Greye, that's Senior Lecturer, University of Kruger, Senior Lecturer, University of Cape Coast, and also KUSU UCC Patron. Next we have Reverend Dr. Mr. and Mrs. Butcher, also Baptist. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said, when you do good, you deserve recommendation. The hardworking staff and people who need some recognition. At this juncture, I'd like to hand over the mic to His Excellency Kojo Honorary Okai and Dr. Gideon Tay to help us with the awards ceremony. Please, let's clap. I know you are tired. You are almost going.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My assignment is very small, is to give awards to people. And today we're talking about 60 years of KJB Secondary School. If you do not have the first year, we can never have the 60th year. I'm very happy to be here today for two reasons. And don't be in a hurry to listen to me. Because the things we're talking about, most of you have heard them, but I have seen many of them. So my feelings are different from yours. In 1961, on the 21st of September, I was admitted to this school, a Form 1 student. Then I came to meet the late Mr. Adriobo, and I came to meet also Mr. S.K. Hodge, who was our sports master. I feel very emotional today because Mr. Hodge, who was the sports master, knew me as a student who was most of the time not very well. So he did something special to me, and I want to talk about it today. He used to take me to his bungalow and put me in his personal bed. And he stayed in his bed with me till morning to make sure I didn't die before the morning. I'm very appreciative. Today I've been called upon to give him an award on behalf of KASEC. And that is what I'm going to do. But before then, I spoke to an old student of this school, and he has given me a long list of people, gentlemen and ladies who have passed through this school. I have names like Justice Jaisayo, who is an appeal court judge, Justice Bunyenuga, Joseph Adai, who is a lawyer, Dr. Kosipa, Professor Dosia Fianu, Professor Anthony Kruger, and so on. When I look through the list, what I see is that there are a lot of doctors, there are a lot of lawyers, and there are a lot of engineers. And we have also here a Brigadier General, who is Brigadier General Alo, who is an old student. I see names like Colonel Yegu, Colonel Anthony Ata Tonko, and I also see Reverend Delali Boja, Reverend Mrs. Nyeme Adiepena. And what it tells me is that we have produced people from all sectors of this life. The reverends too are many on the list. I think the next thing KJB is going to do is to provide the next deputy pope, and we are hoping for that. You see, a man who owed almost everybody and never paid saw one of his debtors coming through the window of his room. He told his little son to tell the man, please, when the man comes, tell him I've traveled. The man came and asked the son, where is your father? And he said, my father has traveled. And he asked him, where has he gone to? Then the boy said, wait, I'm going to ask him and come. The father taught him one lie, he didn't teach him the other. That is the role of the teacher, and I hope you are doing the best thing by teaching all the things children need to know. Now, you see, this KJB Secondary School, from its beginning, was up by three very important teachers. The first one is Mr. Andrew Dankwa Adiobo, who was the first headmaster, to be a Latin teacher. And therefore, he gave the motto of this school, Concilio et Anima, peace, wisdom, and courage. Then we have Mr. S.K. Hunoje. Mr. Hunoje was our sports master, and from all the accounts that have been given, he was the one whose efforts exposed this school to the world and to the country. He is here today. I am told Mr. Hunoje is 89 years old. In October next year, he will be 90 years old. but he's still on his feet and he's here. And I'm very privileged to be one of the persons that will give him an award as my teacher. He's here also with his son, Mr. Ludwig Roger. Ludwig Roger used to be the national organizer of the NDC. And I saw him shaking hands and conversing with Honorable Alhaji Boniface Sadiq. So I was understanding what he said, that the big people, they don't fight, they converse. To learn from you. You see, if you look also at the list of the big people that have been produced by this school, it only confirms one fact, that there are no good schools, but there are good students. Because all these people have succeeded because they've been good students. But I am wondering why we do not talk about those among us who became prisoners, wayward people, rapists, and so on. We never talk about them. We don't invite them here when we have gatherings. But they also make society run. So next time we'll look for them. Now finally, I've gone to my assignment. And I want to start with Mr. S.K. Roger. Mr. Roger is here with his dear wife. It is my expectation that he will come and stand by his husband. And then with his son, Ludwig, come and stand behind your father in case he wants to fall down, you hold him. Now I read KDB Asatu Secondary School. But Mr. Roger taught in the KDB Secondary School, not in KDB Asatu Secondary. He left before the name was changed. 60th anniversary, annual roll. Citation, Stephen Komla Roger, first sports master of KASEC. Sports, they say, cultivates virtues and positive attributes such as teamwork, self-discipline, increased esteem, self-esteem, hard work, and determination. As Nelson Mandela once said, sport has the power to change the world. Through hard work and commitment to duty, you single-handedly pioneered a sports culture in the new school. You used sports as a tool to project the newly established school in the regional and national limelight. You were very instrumental in preparing, motivating, and equipping the young KASEC netball team to win the National Secondary School Netball Competition Championship Trophy for 5 consecutive years. By this performance, KASEC became a household name all over Ghana and yonder. In recognition of your immense contribution to sports in KASEC and for serving selflessly as the first sports tutor, we, the old students of KASEC, also honor you with this citation, signed by Michael Oting, President of KOSU. The regional minister will assist us to do the presentation. In addition to this, there is a flat screen television. We can never give you any present that can pay for the work you've done for this school. This is a token, and we hope it will be good enough. So your citation and the television set by KOSU. Thank you very much. The next is the Adoyobos. Constance Adoyobo, Doctor, Professor Adoyobo Emmanuel, and Samuel. Please, you may step forward here and take this on behalf of your father and mother. I'm told Mrs. Adoyobo is also about 88 years old. So all the people that have served this school honestly have been blessed. Now, the citation, 60th anniversary, KJB Asato Secondary School, 60th anniversary annual roll. Citation, Andrew Dampa Adoyobo, pioneer headmaster of KASEC. You accepted to become the headmaster of a newly built secondary school in a very small town at a time when you were about to become the substantive headmaster of a prestigious, popular and rich school, Prempeh College in the city of Kumasi. You sacrificed the comfort of your family and yourself to agree to come and live in KJB with limited social amenities. With determination, fortitude, and high sense of purpose, you assembled a very bright and dynamic team to embark on the KASEC project. You were discipline personified. Through your able and dedicated leadership, the formative years of the school recorded great accomplishments in sports, academia, and agriculture. Today's celebration of 60 years since the establishment of the school attests to your diligence, foresight, which have stood the test of time. In recognition of your immense contribution in laying the foundation of KASEC, and for serving selflessly to see this school grounded in the values of wisdom and courage, we, the old students of KASEC, toast you, honor you, and your memory with this citation. Signed, Michael Oteng, President of KOSU. We have the Vice President's representative presenting you this award. It's not a small matter.